Vortex here, welcome to my review of the GS Audio GT12. This is what it actually comes in when you actually get it. It comes in a box, and then this, and obviously what's inside. And yeah, I did find these on AliExpress. I'd never really heard of this brand before, and this is quite a gamble. But as far as I'm aware, they actually are another branding, and this is just what they call themselves now, or something like that. And yeah, as full disclaimer is, I bought these myself. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's get into this mysterious in-ear monitor. So like I said in the intro, you get no box. Well, you just get a basic cardboard box with this in it, and yeah, GS Audio and Technology. I think they are another company, but they're just rebranding themselves as this. And they seem to be only on AliExpress. And yeah, anyway, so you get this case. Oh, the earbuds are missing. Dun dun dun. Obviously they're here. You'll see in a second, but yeah, you get a cleaning brush. You get those kind of tips. The tips are on it. Seem to be slightly smaller than the ones in there. They're kind of like mediums. They're large. They're very large, and they're obviously just small. Obviously that was the cap that was on the cable. So here's the actual GT12 themselves. Like I said in the intro, this is kind of a gamble. I'm the first person to receive these from the store. So yeah, as you can see, they look awesome. There's a bit of a gap there though, so they could have probably actually fitted more in if there's nuts. But yeah, crossover board. There's meant to be 12 BAs. There's a mixture of single and double units. This is the left one. Fingerprints, but you can see that what I mean by the finish. Kind of a subtle metallic. It's a recessed 2-pin, so you have to be wary of if you ever want to use cable. Take that off. 3 bores or 3 guides, 3 channels, whatever you want to call it. You can see from each of the BA units themselves, you can see like the plastic sound guide, obviously coming up to the top. No mesh or anything to change the sound, which is pretty cool. Obviously, for shape, they are very similar to the actual T800s. Let me just get one. So Audio Sense T800, obviously MMCX. The shape is kind of the same. See, basically the same or extremely close. And yeah, that's what they look like. Obviously there's no L and R, but that's the general shape. And the cable, quite a nice one, to be honest. I'm not sure who makes it. There's no branding on it. Obviously straight 3.5, carbon fibre effect there. Focuses, strain relief. A little bit of a few kinks in it, but obviously hopefully that'll straighten out in time. I'm not sure. I think it's an 8-core cable. Metal Y split chin slider, which is not the best, but that doesn't really matter to me. So that's the connector itself. As you see, deeper recessed 2-pin. So if you ever want to do, go for balanced cables, you have to bear that in mind. And there's L for left. So that actually sit on the inside of the earbud, because that's the left one. So you'd sit on the inside. And yeah, let's get onto these bad boys. So big gamble, really nice build quality. I had to wait around, I think, a week for it to be actually dispatched. As far as I'm aware, they make them per order. These are not mass production as far as I'm aware. So if you ever order anything from the company, yeah, I think you have to wait for it to be made, and obviously then they ship out. I don't think they have spare units just on a shelf ready to go out. I don't know. Anyway, isolation is very good. I think it's rated at 26 dB, which is a lot. As you can see, there's no venting at all. It uses Sonian armatures for the low frequencies, the 33 and 38 series, which it states in the description. After the video, click the link so it's got all the information you need to know. But then weirdly it states it uses so it uses 33 and 38 series for like the mid-low, like the lower mid, and then below that is Sonians. But above that it says it uses the TWFK series, I think it is, which is normally used by Knowles, but is also used by Belsing. So I presume it uses Belsing armatures. That's why it's more affordable. So it uses Sonians for more of the lower end, and then the Belsing for the rest, which to be honest is not a big deal, because all the brands, like I think Campfire, Campfire Audio have released one that's got Belsing armatures, and people didn't know until they actually opened it up. So it's quite a thing. But anyway, sensitivity of this is 116 decibels, and the impedance is 12 ohms. Easy to power up, but they do benefit from a cleaner source, being an all-BA unit. Build quality I can't really fault either. It's really flawless. You can also, as far as I'm aware, request different finishes. I did not request any option like diff changes. Mine was just exactly how it is on the actual shop. But I think you can have different colour for the face and the shell and all that type of stuff. But yeah, isolation was very good, as I can imagine, and so is the comfort, because they are they're kind of light for what they are. It's not like metal earphones which are heavy. These are very light. Imaging I thought was very good, because all BA. Soundstage was okay. It didn't really feel that big, but it's more than good enough. It's got enough stage. Sound, so that's what you're going to talk about. Sound. So when I first used these, it reminded me of a Audio Sense T800, but a bit more balanced. A T800 has got more low end than these, and I think they sound a little bit brighter than these from a really quick sample. But yeah, they do sound very balanced, as in nothing really overpowers anything else. Don't confuse that with neutral. These are not neutral, because they've actually got low end, but they are balanced is the best way to describe it. So the low end, as you say, it uses Sonian drivers, and you can tell because it's a very precise low end, as in the drivers are high quality. So the low end, the bass is fast, and the sub bass, because it actually does have sub bass. They're not bass monsters, but they're not bass light either. Before I've done this video early in the day, I've tried this with Billie Eilish and like The Weeknd, and all that, from a bunch of tracks they've both made, and it sounds really good. So any tracks with like low end, like Bad Guy with Billie Eilish, these sound great. The needies sound like there's a dynamic driver in there, which is quite a compliment from Armatures. But yeah, very, very well done in the low end. I think a lot of people probably like that it's not overly done, but it's not really light. It's punchy. It's right. It's a right kind of level of low frequency. And yeah, mids very clear, no problem at all. I think there's an ever so, it's slightly elevated towards the upper mid lower treble, which tends to be quite common, but these are not shouty as what people call it. Again, they got the right balance between that. Same for male vocals, like The Weeknd, it sounds great. In the mix, it's just very well balanced. That's probably the best way to describe these. But everything's very clear is another thing as well, because whoever's tuned these knows what they're actually doing. As you say, I think they are connected to another brand. I heard there might be Fearless Audio. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, female and male vocals sound great. They're not over the top, but they're not recessed either. Really good balance. Treble is, I think it's elevated further on. I've seen no real graph of this. The only graph exists is the one that's actually on their page. But these are not dark, but they're not overly bright. Like again, it's kind of balanced sounding. Instrument separation, again, really good because it's all armatures. They don't sound muddy or nothing like that. Instruments are very accurate as well. But this is more emphasised if you power them cleanly. If you power them off a normal phone, unless it's like the LG ones with the ESS DACs, you won't be doing them justice. You want to power them with something that's clean. Hasn't got to be powerful, just give it something clean, but everything sounds very clear. It's very balanced. This is probably the best way to describe these. And this is on their cheaper lineup. This is their, I think, competitive series, and above these, there is a performance series, which is the whole drivers are Knowles and Sony. They've kept the cost down with these, with the Belsing, which I don't mind because it's good to see a company getting really good value for money for parts. And yeah, on the whole, my gamble paid off. Like I say, they just overall they do sound very balanced. Is probably the best way to describe it. Nothing is more emphasised than anything else. But then again, so like I tried this with side trance, which is a good test because the music's fast and it can be kind of complex in parts. Sounds great with that EDM, trance, as you say, The Weeknd and Billie Eilish, which is what pop music works fine. I've tried it with some Eminem as well. It works great. It seems very well. It's a very well-rounded in-ear monitor, which is I'm quite happy with it. Really, I'm quite happy that my the actual gamble paid off. But they do state on the AliExpress page, which obviously I'll link, that it's for, they call it the Adeline model, so they call it a particular name. They say it's good for all-round use, which I can see, pop music, which I agree with, and it says for live use. Yeah, I'd say these would be good if you want some really nice high isolating stage monitors or things like that. These are probably good for you, but bear in mind these are not neutral. And yeah, I think I've explained quite a bit as usual. Yeah, let's get on to the actual conclusion. Now onto the conclusion of the GS Audio GT12s is my gamble basically paid off. You can see the 3 channel guides there if it will focus. Maybe it won't, but yeah, you can see all the BAs there. It looks awesome. Yeah, so my gamble paid off. It's good to see a company using cost-effective parts to get a good sound signature. And obviously it's tuned by someone who actually knows what they're doing. And yeah, good for really kind of very well textured, overall kind of balanced sound is probably the best one. For all the music I've tried, it seems to work very well in all of them, which is really good. Isolates very well. And yeah, really good tune. But anything as usual, you want to let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.